Hello, everyone. Today we are back with our third interview, and today I'll be asking questions from Carolina. So, a brief
Both.
introduction.
So you have today an easy job, right?
Yeah, easier one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Carolina Nadolska is a health consultant, a long term practitioner, a devoted primarily to Ayurveda and additional iridology, Reiki, and leech therapy. She lived and worked in many countries. Among them is US, Mexico, and France. Karina speaks four languages, which she uses every year, globetrotting around the world. So this was a fancy introduction for Carolina, and now we'll be
Now, yeah,
starting with
exactly. A fancy introduction and now not so fancy questions, right?
Okay, so should we start?
Yes, please. Hello,
Okay,
everyone. Very nice
uh,
seeing you again, and thank you for watching us and for being with us.
yeah, and do let us know how do you like our interviews and the videos at our website of Pure Bliss Akram.
Yes.
So, being an Ayurvedic consultant, you might have seen people wondering about most of the diseases which are not being cured by allopathic science easily and not a long term treatment for that. So, what sort of diseases most of the times you think that people are facing challenges regarding that?
Yes, as you probably know very well as well, we're right now in the beginning of the 21st century, we have the epidemics of the obesity. Everyone wants to lose weight, right?
Yeah,
We have problems with allergies and autoimmune reactions, which are very strong in some cases. Obviously, low energy and connected with that, even more serious depression and
yeah.
the typical 20th century heart problems and of course diabetes.
The most deadlier one is, I think, the heart problems, which
Yeah.
just comes without knocking on the door. So that's the most heartfelt.
Yes, one day, one moment you have someone with you, and the other they're gone. Yes, the
Yes.
immediately.
And I think the diseases that you have told me, among them, the diabetes is one of them, which you are the live example in front of us. So we'll
Exactly.
be expecting to hear from you more about it in our later questions.
Thank you.
Okay, so as you have mentioned about COVID, that was a very different phase of life in everyone's life. I think that was the first time that the whole world has seen that crisis. So what do you think about the energy level in that time? Like, and what how Ayurveda can help in that thing to increase the energy levels?
So I think when everyone was locked and not knowing what's going to happen next day or next month, right? This was the entire political and sociological situation was very difficult, and people I
True.
think got a little bit depressed. Obviously, when you're depressed, you eat more, so you gain weight. You gain weight, your energy goes down. So this is typical Ayurveda, right? Because in Ayurveda, life force is divided into three main areas. We have the prana, the energy that surrounds us, and we get it from breathing. You have the tejas, the energy from the sun, and then
Sun, yeah.
you have the ojas from food that you eat and the tissues that are well constructed and give you energy, right?
I think oh, this is something that is keeping us going on in our lives and keeping us alive. That's the main thing to think about.
Yeah, the hope,
So,
yes, and the positive
no,
thinking as well.
yes. So, as you have mentioned about prana, tejas, and ojas, I would like to hear from you about all these in detail. So, we'll start with prana. What can we do to increase it? As you have said, it's the most important, crucial part. So, what can be done in lifestyle or in our diet?
So this is amazing. We are talking about something that was really conceived and experienced 3,000 years ago, right?
Yeah,
With Charaka, the founding father of Ayurveda. He observed that sometimes when you work hard or when you have problems, your mind it's not here, right? So this is
yeah,
translating this into 21st century, you keep thinking, oh, on my Facebook, I don't have enough likings. Oh, my YouTube, I only have 100,000 people who saw me. Your mind, your brain is somewhere else, but your body is here, right? So you have
Yes.
total dissociation. So prana, with the life force that we get by breathing, by doing pranayam, makes sure that you are here and now, that your body and your mind are 100% in the same place. And this
Yeah.
obviously increases your energy level. What is your
Yeah.
favorite pranayama exercise?
So I would say Kapalbhati and the Bhastrika,
Ah,
because and among them also Bhastrika is one of my favorite because it works like a wonder pranayama for me, as I have experienced it personally. And it works on all the chakras of our body as well. It energizes our body levels, and so ultimately it is a complete package if we say about pranayama.
yeah.
So Bhastrika, I would say, yeah.
Yeah, so it not only calms your mind, but also gives you energy.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
So that should be the first thing in the morning that we all should do and start our day with that.
Yes, with
Yeah.
daily routine that we wrote an article about, and we are also talking about. This is a very important thing that's very easy and that gives you energy throughout 24 hours. Yeah.
And that's not something which costs you a penny, I guess. It's
Yeah.
something very easy, something not even taking enough time from your busy schedule of the day. So we can just do it if we don't have such excuses that we can't do it. We are busy with our office works and personal life. So yeah.
Well, it's
And
true.
yeah. And we were talking in our previous video about vitamin D all the time.
Yeah.
And the best source is, I think, sunlight.
Yes,
But
exactly. This is the second energy. This is the life force, prana. Now we have tejas.
it,
So the energy
yes,
comes from sun. And yes, Ayurveda says that it clears your mind and it calms you down. And this is proven by science, by medical research right now. We know that vitamin D improves insulin absorption. So if you have stable sugar levels and you lower the insulin resistance, then you have clear mind. And if you have good absorption of vitamin D, you also have potassium and calcium. So you also have potassium, a healthy heart, right? So
yes.
with all of this, it's just enough for half an hour walking in the park after lunch, if you can, or in
And
the
I,
evening. Mm,
yeah.
yes,
So that's, I think we can just see whole day. It's not like we can just go out anytime. The early rays in the sunrise and
yes,
especially in the sunset as well. So these two times are where we can just go and have that vitamin D
exactly.
at our
Yes, so
yeah.
simple. So this is the
So
second energy, the
yeah,
life force, tejas. And
yes,
then, yes, and then we have the third one, it's Ojas. And Ojas, for me, it was really interesting to read because in our times, there's so much food lying around and people are obese, and yet the Ojas levels are low.
yeah,
So Ojas is the energy that we get not from eating, as you probably heard, you are what you eat,
yeah.
but from digesting. You are what
Digest.
you digest.
Yes. So this is the new, I think, tagline that we all must know.
Yeah,
We all are what we digest. Right. Truly said.
exactly.
So what do you think, and what do you think about the sleep? How important is that according to Ayurveda? And why is like sleeping from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. is the right time if you want to have a boost of energy in the morning when you wake up? So what's the importance of that?
So Ayurveda believes that not so much the length of the sleep, but the time when you go to sleep.
Yes,
You probably heard of the circadian clock. So this is the
right.
biological clock. 24 hours is divided in 4 hour segments, and each
Yes,
of the 4 hours are dedicated to different functionalities of the body. We have time to digest and to eat heavy meals. This is between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. And this is
yeah,
when probably your ojas is the strongest, right? So
yes,
if you eat in those times, the main meals, we have the best time to sleep. It's between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. This is the time when you digest all the food from the day. This is the pitta time, and also vata time, when your body is preparing to evacuate. No, and obviously, vata time is also meditation. So if you are in the Buddhist convent, you can wake up at 4 in the morning and start meditating. Yeah.
That's the best way to live, I guess. And everybody should try to inculcate this type of routine in our lives. That would help us a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll be asking you the next question. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's actually amazing because by looking at our glucose absorption and glucagon release, then we know that from 3 a.m. this is the time when liver wakes up and prepares entire body for the morning. It releases glucagon. So this is all science covered Ayurveda.
That's what we are trying to tell everyone here through Pure Bliss Akram.
Exactly.
So okay, my next question is uh and as we are talking about energy levels continuously, and physical activity plays a very important role in deciding how much energy level we will be having it throughout the day. So how can we maximize our 30-minute spent on exercising like pranayam, or which we can call breathing exercises? As you told, to increase prana, you have to do proper pranayama. So what can be done to maximize that?
For instance, I've observed that my sugar levels really go down when I do the alternative breathing. This is one
Anulom.
for a couple of
Okay.
minutes. Or if I do the 26 times the diaphragm breathing, it also
Okay.
increases the strength of diaphragm. And if you have strong diaphragm, then you obviously have strong body and you have more oxygen in your red blood, right? Red blood cells, erythrocytes. So this is all combine, and what I like about Ayurveda is that it joins the different elements of your life, like walking in the park, like eating properly, digesting, working together with microbiome in your intestines, and it forms something that is very simple and cheap to do it every day, to wake up in the morning, to do pranayam, to take herbs if you need, to go to sleep at 10 p.m., to eat your main meal between 12 and 2 p.m.
And I think all these things comes under the topic of dincharya that Ayurveda talks about. So maybe one day we'll be discussing about that thing as well. Because I think when we discuss it randomly, like we are telling people over here, we are telling it for the good of our patients as well. So I think there must be a proper sequence of this thing, and we'll be doing it in our later interviews about the dincharya or the daily routine that we all should follow.
Exactly.
Yeah. So do you yourself follow how many things about out of these, if I would ask you?
This is a difficult question, right? I like to wake up early and I love Abhyanga. So this is the massage with oil. Particularly in winter, it warms my entire body up. It's amazing. And then I do yoga, and then I do pranayama, and then I eat my breakfast. And this adds so much energy, just like 45 minutes in the morning.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
that's a good one,
Yeah.
right?
What about you, Dr. Kamal?
So for me, for a very long time, I'm into this yoga, and right now I have just finished my prenatal yoga training certificate as well.
Wow,
So because everyone is
congratulations.
doing yoga, but I think we just forget about the pregnant ladies, because that 9 month period is not just a pregnancy, it's a stressful period as well.
Yeah,
So just to maintain that period, to keep the mother happy, and to maintain and have a good easy delivery, we should do yoga at that time as well. So we'll be telling it about in our further videos. So yoga is one of the things that I can't skip from my daily routine. Even if sometimes we all, it's like a routine that we get up late as well. Not everybody is getting at 4 or 5 in the morning, but at least we should have a schedule and a routine to follow all these things. So
Yeah,
I try to inculcate most of them in my routine as well.
that's a good one. That's a great one. I love yoga. Yeah.
Okay. So you have been there in Poland from since like I think so many years,
Yeah.
and I am here from last few months only. But what I have seen commonly in the Western countries is a coffee, right? Everybody is like having coffee. Either it is morning, lunch time, evening time, or night time. Nothing is there specifically. So why do you think people think that coffee is giving you a boost or just increasing your energy levels whenever you have it? Is it caffeine or something else?
Definitely, it is caffeine, and it's also in the morning, particularly for many people, it speeds up peristalsis, so it helps with the evacuation. But
Mm-hmm.
yes, this is number one
I
addiction.
have,
Yeah,
sorry to interrupt, but I have seen it personally as well. So many people just use it because it helped them to have a good evacuation.
yes.
Just because of that, they have coffee.
Well, don't insult coffee lovers. They love it for the smell, for the taste. An Italian would have a heart attack hearing that. Yes, but
Yeah.
absolutely, it works. So basically, Ayurveda thinks of coffee as a medicine, right? It's in persons who have kapha constitution or kapha dominant constitution, and this is the earth element. They have slower metabolism. They may have problem with phlegm. Coffee actually works well because it speeds up their metabolism. It helps them with evacuation, and yes, but if you are a vata person, if you are a hyper person to from the very beginning, and if you are thin and if you are dry, then the diuretic quality of coffee definitely make you even drier in, and
Yeah.
definitely you spend what you don't have drinking coffee, the vata person. And I know that from my experience, there were a couple of patients that had over acidic stomach. So for that also coffee is not very good. So everything for not for everyone, right? So coffee
This
is
is the thing.
treated as a
Yes.
medicine. Yes,
That's why we in Ayurveda basically we just emphasize on the thing that first you should know about your body type, your prakriti, because
exactly.
I don't think there are so many foods out there which are bad for everyone and which are good for everyone as well. We just need to see what our body requires, and
Exactly.
we should feed that thing only in our body. It's not like we should just start putting everything inside like a dustbin. Just observe your body and know about it.
And this is going back to our Pure Bliss Akram website. We have a very good and comprehensive test on Prakriti, on your
Yes.
constitution. So you can print it out and you can find out what your constitution is. And if you have any questions, you can always send us your questions, or you can schedule an appointment.
Yeah. And so, what about adaptogens and vata constitution?
Yeah, adaptogens help us adapt. Those are the magical herbs and minerals to ever-changing conditions and temperatures and global warming. And
Uh-huh.
yes, and in particularly in vata that is usually low on minerals and very thin. So
Mhm.
adaptogens such as ashwagandha can stabilize the energy level, at the same time stabilize the hyper nature and regenerate nervous system, at the same time
Mhm.
reducing the hyperactivity of the vata person. And that's what's so magical about adaptogens. For instance, one of the other adaptogens that I use often is amalaki. It
Yeah.
helps your with your digestive system, right, and your digestive juices, and yet it's a very powerful herb that helps you regenerate your the intestine and the villi in the intestine. So it each adaptogen has so many different aspects that affect us positively, not having side effects. Like if you decide you can always take a substitute. synthetic
Mhm.
substitute to any of the herbs, but then you have negative effects. And
Negative.
adaptogen helps you adapt. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the best definition we can tell to our patients or the people outside listening to our videos. And I think you have mentioned about ashwagandha, and that's I think most of the people have heard about it, and people are nowadays so curious that they start doing it Google and to know what exactly the ashwagandha is. So I think everybody should try it depending on their requirement of the body as well. That's the most famous herb in Ayurveda as well.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
turmeric. I love turmeric too.
Yes. And turmeric is like something which is very good for females, as we were talking about shatavari, aloe vera. So there is a wide range of herbs which are so much beneficial for females in Ayurveda. Yeah.
That's another magical herb, shatavari. It's good for lactating females, and it's good for menopausal women. So it
And
really adapts and helps you adapt to ever-changing environment and the time that your body goes through.
you're right, absolutely right. And so, how it goes with you or the people or the patients you have seen regarding you are working from 9 to 5? That's a typical office hours. Everybody is working nowadays. So, how do you think those people or those persons, majority of them, they can like manage themselves in between their office hours and try to take out some time for themselves as well? Because at last a person is not a machine or a computer. We can't just work from 9 to 5 back to back. We need breaks. So what's your opinion about that?
That's a wonderful question. Thank you. Uh, so we exactly, we are not machines. We cannot sit for 8 hours for 40 years and then wake up one day and say, "Okay, it's my retirement. I'm happy and healthy." No, you're going to have hip problems. You're going to have backbone problems, and many head problems, headaches. Yes,
Yes.
you basically need to take care of yourself and every day. So this is what Ayurveda teaches us: regime and taking care of ourselves and observing our mind and body every day. So when if
Yeah.
you're at work, for instance, every 60 to 90 minutes, just stand up and for 15 minutes do fast breathing exercises or diaphragm
Yeah.
exercises, right? Or just do the frogs, 26 frogs, or anything that increases your heart rate and allows you to somehow stretch. If every 90 minutes, if you can alternate this the stretching and exercise and breathing routine with drinking some good coffee or better good tea.
Chai.
Chai, exactly.
Chai.
You can have chai masala with
Yeah.
the herbs
It's
that
your
you
favorite.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is important. If you go to work, if you can, don't drive to work. Take a bike or walk to work. To have in the morning, as you said, in the morning and at night, you have the tejas. You see the sunrise and the sunset, and this is the most relief that you can get from our sun every day.
Mhm.
And with little things like this, when you eat, a very important rule in Ayurveda: don't scroll Facebook or your favorite Instagram account.
While eating.
Yes, because then
Yeah.
your body doesn't know what you're eating. Your body thinks that you are eating Instagram, and yet something else goes to your system. So
Yes.
it's total confusion that leads to many digestive problems. So things like this, very easy.
Yeah. And it's not that much beneficial when we just scroll and parallelly we are eating the food. Because what Ayurveda says is that while eating food, your physical body should be there, your mental body should be there, and your man, like from where you think, should be there, focusing on the food what you are eating. So it's clearly mentioned in our samhitas as well that when you are eating food, sit in a particular comfortable position. Just look at your food, what you are trying to, what you are going to have it, and pray before having food, because
Exactly.
there are so many people out there who doesn't get the food, and we who are lucky enough to have three meals a day are not, thinking about it, not giving value enough to such food. So
Yeah.
eating and looking at what you eat is the most important thing
And
we
also
should all
intention,
do.
right? The intention that you have with the meal. Yeah.
Yes, the intentions matters. And what I believe is that nowadays we are talking about 9 to 5 jobs and all. There should be some sort of Ayurveda lectures or about a basic daily routine that everybody should follow. Such kind of things should happen more frequently in corporate offices, because the IT persons working over there, everybody knows what's good and what's not good. But the thing, everybody needs that push, and that should be given from time to time to everybody so that they can try to add it to their routine as well. So such.
Exactly, because we are talking about the routine. For instance, everybody knows that you need to eat healthy. Well,
Yes.
this is a very simple example. Eating healthy, okay, you have to eat fruits. So this
Mhm.
is it's January or February cold in Europe, let's say, and you're eating grapes from Peru, and you go, strange taste, maybe not like grapes. But yes, just imagine where those grapes have been and what chemicals they need to arrive to your plate. How many, 5,000, 6,000 kilometers they have traveled. So, how much prana, how much good energy could food like this have? So, one of the
Yeah.
important things, it's not to eat to be full, but to eat food that you see, that you recognize, that it has nice smell, and always limit the amount of the food that you're eating. This is
And it's
my
also cooked with
experience
a good
here.
intention.
Yeah,
It should be cooked with good intentions as well. So just
exactly.
try to have it fresh food as much as possible.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think we'll be ending our interview for today with this.
Yes, so we wanted to repeat to you one more time. You can have much better energy level just thinking about prana, so breathing
Mhm.
exercises every day, experiencing sunrise and sunset every day, and then eating good quality, simple food that you can cook preferably, and if not, that you recognize from local gardens. So, with all of that, we hope that you have increased energy. And if you have any questions, write us emails or just schedule an appointment with myself, Karolina Nadolska, or with Dr. Komal.
Yeah. We are always
Okay?
there to help you out, to help you increase your ojas and prana or tejas as well. So do let us know about it if you need any help regarding that.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Take care.